In preparatory disclosure of entertaining Goddess with all of you, just so we're so on the same page, I have witnessed that sampling beforehand of what we're about to entertain in full. The little riff that was invited, right, as a tease with that short that was put on YouTube by the band, with the announcement of more to come on way of Visualizer, which was also prophesied, if you want to call it that, by Alter, the last song with the Visualizer that we accompanied simultaneously, and that was quite a welcome number. But I've been saying for a while now, in the grand scale of art as a spotlight here in the music respect, which I love covering music, it's a favorite art form of my life, and I do feel that offering points of enjoyment for collaborative opportunity enriches the process, if we want to call it musical consumption, right? You understand what I mean. With Written by Wolves, right, I've covered a good field here of different artists, from emerging and unknown to some that are familiarized. They were one that I've happened to follow for a number of years, ever since I was first introduced with sometime after, I tell you the truth, either in 2017 or a bit later, I forget exactly when it was, but it was around that period of time. Ever since, though, I've been a fan. I've loved their independent exploration. In particular, there's certain groups that ever since I just even was inspired during music coverage on as an art form, I've wanted to highlight. They were one such. And fittingly, I've been able to make good on this ambition through a number of their pieces ever since Give 'Em Hell. Ever since that one, we've had so many opportunities to engage with their work and their arts. I love what this group has to offer. So we're going to go ahead and listen to Goddess together as a piece. I couldn't help but humor this. Now again, this is coming out in anticipation of the video. You'll forgive me if... we'll see if I can get to the visualizer. I've got a... not that anybody can read this, but I mean, I don't know. Again, new Written by Wolves work, I can't help myself. And of course, I want to be able to engage with each piece with all of you, right? And possibly pitch roots for new listeners, right? I know probably some of you have not yet heard Written by Wolves. I say this in consideration of my particular social circle. Nobody knows this name, and it's a disappointment, right? Although, it's many of you, to whatever respect or group I'm highlighting or genre, you've fulfilled the void that I've had for so long in my life. I've always found myself in a bit of an isolated space in regards to musical taste, whether it be on the metal grounds or in the more alternative. Written by Wolves to set a basis for you, New Zealand in origin, by the way. They're a bit of a mix in execution, different styles from time to time, more so I would say in the rock vein than they are metal, but maybe there's some particular cues that might venture along adjacent paths, but they're much more in the alternative space with some songs that come across as more like punk rock vibe, some they're like more of like a pop, hip-hop veneer. Again, different interplay, broad field and application. It is respectable. It is my hope that there are some of you who approach on initiator standing. If I'm sure many of you approach being Written by Wolves fans, of course I welcome you, and it's great to be in your company, but I do hope for some of you that you've not yet been introduced, and this will be a first pitch for you to enjoy their work. At the very least, we're going to humor the piece together. I don't know if I'll get to the visualizer. Again, I've got a long list that's growing by the day. Not that any... Thanks. Well, there you go. See, boy, I write small. But I think we're up to like over 800 tunes. Good artists I sample here, right? Maybe I'm a bit overachiever, admittedly. But we'll see. But like Written by Wolves, there's many other groups to highlight. So you'll forgive me if at the very least, we're just going to get to the single. But... I don't know. And especially given the time frame of release on this, it comes in anticipation of other artists that are preparing to do a lot more, whether they be full album debuts or new singles. There's a whole lot coming out. Even despite that schedule of much constraint, I'm going to fit this in however possible, though. So here we go. Goddess. Let's enjoy this together. Maybe your first ever Written by Wolves track. If it is, you know, I've said it many times, if my particular social circle, I wish there was this cohesion. But if I can in any way perhaps foster a new path for you, not to boast, right? It would be satisfactory to know that I'm helping perhaps other people venture down the same paths that I've been in life, where I was Written by Wolves at one point of initiator standing with, to tell you the truth, and ever since I've been a fan. I think the same. At this point, I'm pretty sure I've carried every track they've released on my phone. So when I say this group is proficient on execution and charm, I mean it. I think you're going to become a fan too. Just take it on faith from me. I think you're going to get a good footing. It's been the case for every single we've humored thus far. I'm sure Goddess will follow suit. Here we go, though. I'm getting to it finally after trying to fit it in. Sometimes it's like moving heaven and earth. Too many music artists in the world today, but so much talent. Written by Wolves, so let's give them their fair due and humor this one together. Even just on the introduction, I'm like, okay, here we go. Mikey's vocals and Written by Wolves. Charm there. I like this drawn-out rhythm again. This was teased in that short. But how defined it is. It's not bad. I like the modulated vocals, by the way. It's a good rewind to the Secrets album. Whatever the first track was.
Tell me you love me. Tell me you need me. Tell me that you never ever gonna think about wanting to leave me. You're Aphrodite. God, I'm in love. Each time you ascend to your rightful place, clutching the throne of love. Go and take a seat upon Olympus. I'd do anything for you, my temptress. Even if I'm innocent, I confess. Kill to watch you undress. Close, pressed up.
It's an intense picture.
Against mine, heart beats in time. Feel your chest rise.
Not bad inclines. Good mixture and pacing of the song. Impassioned articulation, good support. Interesting ideas with this song. I like the mixture on emotional tone as well. I don't know if that's what they're going for, but
You and Capulet, let them scream the threats, let them all object, let them get upset. I die right here and have no regrets, cause I defy your stars and I won't waste your Mars. If it's a war they want, I'll disappoint because
I love the mixture on styling with this song. It's a really good feel to their strengths.
Your wish is my command and I'm your slave. You'll see in me my sin again. You are my queen.
Even with the distinctive written by Wolves touch, I find this number sits in such an isolated pedestal. Nice return, even a ooh. We have a broad canvas here with this number. So many agents are playing with successfully, and each is working on a consistent flow. God, even touch. Damn. You hear that resonance on the last couple of notes? On that edge? That number just glows. That one is something special, isn't it? You know, okay, I'll say this, right? As I prefaced going into this, I have to my knowledge, every written by Wolf song on my phone. I have listened to, hopefully, every single one. This is a funny story. I think I've shared it before lightly. I've done in the past, now that we're in the fall season, it's probably going to reduce a bit, but I've, over the summer, been doing these occasional situational weeding jobs that take it's 1 yard, and it's about a 9 to 10 hour expenditure of time. I don't like doing it. But it has to be done. You have to get the grass cut down some way. I have nothing better to do during that time than turn on music. And so it's been great, by the way, to inquire on so many different artists, in particular with this. So I don't get dissatisfied by, well, I've listened to this one every single time. I need a steady new supply. And usually over 9 to 10 hours, I will go through a good number of artists, maybe on a repeat as well from time to time. But I will listen to a full album stream, just one after the other because I've got nothing better to do, and I want to make it at least somewhat enjoyable. Written by Wolves, I gave such treatment one time. I think they were the last group I ended with when I was just finishing up the large portion of the yard. And I was going through it and I realized I haven't listened to all these pieces. But to my knowledge, I think at this point I have. I could be wrong on that, but I think I have. At the very least, I have every track they have on my phone. But if I haven't listened to every single one, I would say probably about 90%. I've gotten a good gauge for how many agents they play with in terms of their musical exploration. So I understand the versatile aptitudes they have on application in various expressions. This number samples so much of what I like from different pieces, especially on mood. There is a defined rock edge, even with its softened delivery on pacing. To my knowledge, hey, I'm doing a fast replay of all the pacings of the previous singles. It's closest, I think, to Take Me Home. Yeah, out of all the pieces, this is the slowest on pacing, but it's the most directed. Slow, but no, I don't want to say slow. It is, but it's stretched. I think it's a better word because slow makes it sound like I'm pinging on a negative connotation. I don't mean to at all. Maybe I'm just being overly meticulous in my language. That could be a possibility. I think more than I live. I look at a number like this though, and it's the definition on it. How long each verse lingers. There's a sentimental touch to it. It gets into you. On initiation as well. Like from the minute we start. Again, I knew about that riff because that was revealed in that tease. But the minute we launch in, what piece is it on Secrets? I said it was the initiator work, but I forget the name of it. And it wasn't a song either. It was the introduction. Where is Secrets? I really do have a lot of their work. I'm trying to scroll down my iTunes and I'm like, how many numbers did it get down to Secrets? Start the Fire. We bring back that modulated vocal echo, and paired with Mikey's vocals coming in, it's an incredible blend, especially how soft it is, but it grows right until it launches into that rhythm prior to hitting that first verse. But the field on this song, it's just such an even touch. I love how it's paced. And the syncopation, where is that? Yeah, up against my heart beats in time. That you hear that blending right on mood and the pace, and like feel your chest rise. It mimics that type of action. It's such a good idea. Incredible initiative with this number, and like I said, a tangible touch. Go and take your seat. And even there's like this ethereal lens to it. This has a lot of dimension as a piece. This is a lot of dimension as a piece in the way that it's worked. I mean, they specified as much in the visualizer's respect, right? And we'll see with time. I mean, again, I don't know. At the very least, we're doing the song. I'm sure by the time inevitably the next single comes out, I'll have a good grasp on where this is going, right? If I'm not able to. We'll see. Again, this is a tight window of time. At the very least, I'm giving you a single, and plus I can't resist the idea of more written by Wolves. And you see why when you humor this number, can't you? Again, you consider the palette of written by Wolves numbers like I can. It's just such an even mixture of new touches, though. The definition and the precision on this piece is incredible to me. And even the line work speed, again, our view, taking a more ethereal lens, but still keeping it so grounded. Go and take your seat at Mount Olympus. Like, this is incredibly romantic. I'd do anything for you, my temptress. Even if I'm innocent, I'd confess. Kill to watch you undress. Feel your body close pressed. Like, again, you feel it. even if you're single, right? And I am. I've been with aspirations to be romantically entangled. Whenever that happens to me, I have no clue. But, I've seen enough romance movies to sense that type of feeling, and I get it with music as well. The voice on this is just so clear that you feel it, honestly. It's like you start to experience it right in front of you. It's incredible. And the strength carries through into the next chorus, too, that, we're like Romeo and Juliet. Again, we're mixing rock and a bit more like a ballad or ballad rock-esque tone of that harsher drive, and then like a hip-hop syncopated vocal delivery. It's, again, such a wide field, but you consider written by Wolves' aptitudes in other types of musical expressions, and this is a good compilation of elements. If this is your first taste to them, I think it gives you a good window of judgment to all of their strengths in other places. It tightens it. It's a good purview, though, on their work. I love this number. Yeah, we're like Romeo and Juliet, Montague and Capulet. I'm probably mispronouncing that first one. Scream their frets. Them all object and get upset. I don't hear it, have no regrets, because I defy your stars, and I won't worship Mars with the war they won't disappoint, because you my only God. This is really interesting. Again, I love the touch of the lyrics, and the storytelling is... I do anything for you, my deity. You wish is my command, and I'm your slave, you see. Give me my sin again, you are my queen. I love this group. But this is a piece, I've said this to the credit of the Ever Singles. This one offers brilliance. The way that it's written, the way that it's pictured and framed is... It's a bold number. But its achievement as a musical work, and it's... Do I say it's experimentation? Because, I mean, it's familiarized to written by Wolf, but the association of so many different elements and how they interplay and intermix cohesively, that just demonstrates so much. I like that number a lot. Goddess is a great piece. Expected with them. But still, even how many years I've followed them? Wow. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below on that one. Right? Whatever vantage point you take of Written by Wolves, longtime fan, fresh initiate listener, feel free to chime in. What are your thoughts on Goddess? It is a complex, sophisticated, and effective work. I love the idea, the intention, the envisionment, and the inspiration. That is clearly stressed with this number. Its field, the touches, the reminiscence, and the interplay of ever past disassociated, seemingly written by Wolf's elements, and the blending of different types of genre tools. No wonder this piece is heralded with such a strength on expression. You see why. There's a sophistication here of it. You know, this is why I love covering groups that might not necessarily have the greatest field of presence within music fans circles. Certainly my social circles. No, again, nobody knows, and I wish they did. I don't at all say it as a diss. I feel sorry for my friends group. And this is to the credit of a number of other artists, not to overshadow anybody. Anybody I've recognized here, especially among the emerging artists or smaller artist names. So many groups I don't have adjacency with my personal circles, but to take the experiences of you, right, other fans, or prospective listeners who just enjoy good art and exploring intentional and differentiated novel execution. Every piece I've witnessed of all of you has fulfilled me. Goddess is no different, and hopefully it attracts new listeners. This piece has such a strength to it on delivery. It's a pity more people in my circles don't know about Written by Wolves. They're a group that deserves far more attention than they already have, and they got a pretty good fan base, and I'm honored to be of one such fan. But even with my experience and familiarity, the brilliance of Goddess really surprises me. That's a good number, and I've said that to the credit of every single thus far, and I'm sure going forward it'll be the same remark from me, but I'm really impressed by that one. Thank you so much for watching this video. Before you bounce, feel free to drop a like and comment, subscribe to this channel with a ding on the bell, and share this video with your friends. And consider checking out the description here. There you'll find links to my other channels, as well as addresses to my other social media accounts and ways you can help support my work if you feel so inclined. May God bless you, and looking forward to when our paths cross again.